Hey guys and girls, and welcome back to Greatest Good Tarot. I hope you're doing well and keeping out of mischief. My microphone's moved. That's weird. So I felt really awkward there, kind of like bending myself to meet the microphone. I'm like, hold on, I'm sure I put it over here where it's more comfortable and I can sit so cozy. And it moved. So I'm comfortable now. It's fine. Okay, it's all good. It's all good. I hope you're doing well and all that jazz. This reading is concerning Russiagate. Dun dun dun. Always seems to me that there needs to be a dun 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 at the end of everything. Watergate. Dun dun dun. Pizzagate. Dun dun dun. They're missing a trick in the mainstream media. They really are. That'll be much more fun. We don't care. We're bored of the expensive graphics. We want dun 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 soundboard. That's what we want, people. BBC, you need to write that down. Write that down. That'd be like whoopsie cushion every so often and stuff like that. That'll keep us entertained. It'll keep us kind of like on the brink of excitement in this crazy mucked up world. Anyway, so if you're catching up with this and all that kind of shenanigans, basically there was a huge drop. When I say huge, I mean like in the gravitas of it, not huge as in pages of document, because I think it's only 20 odd pages long and anyone can read it if you can find it online. I couldn't be bothered. Basically, it shows a clear dot to dot of how King Obama and what do we used to call Clinton? Because we had Cackling Harris, but we always have a pet name. If you're new here, we always have some sort of nickname, pet name for him. I can't remember what that like witchy like creature was. Anyway, the point is, it turned out that they basically constructed, and it is clear as day, all the shenanigans that happened primarily in Trump's first term. And it was orchestrated from the highest echelons. And there's documentation of people writing back saying in the FBI, CIA, whatever, wherever they were, rather expensive suit wearers type people, saying we can't do this. This is against the rules. This is against the thing. And they kept on going and going and going. And yeah. Very, very interesting. So I'm just going to find out where this is going, because I think this is going to be this coupled with a reading that we did ages ago, it feels like, about the January 6th situation, panel destroying all the documentation and stuff like that, and old Biddy Biden's auto pen giving them kind of, getting them off the hook and stuff like that. All of this is going nicely, supposedly, towards something rather big. So, and yeah, one other little thing that I want to say as I'm waiting for the cards to shuffle and get in the right order and stuff like this about Russiagate and things like where we're going and all that malarkey isn't it interesting that they fictionalized all this shenanigans because Hillary Clinton, it turns out, was compromised by Russia, not Trumpy Trump. And for the greater good, allegedly. And it turns out that all the impeachments that cost the American taxpayer millions, they all knew was false, and they did it anyway. Meanwhile, there was an old colleague, and we knew of each other. We didn't actually we weren't buddies. In the olden days of when I proper work and stuff for me was Dave Packman was on or David, he goes by professionally, David Packman was on Channel 4 News the other day here, ripping Trump a new one because he was secretive about his swelling legs and like a few other bits and bobs medically with Trump. And he was trying to push it to say, see, he wasn't being, open and honest about his medical conditions and stuff like that. And I'm thinking to myself, shut up. Over a year, at least over a year, everyone lied about the cuckoo land of Biden. You ain't got a thing to stand on right now. And wasn't it Franklin? Was it Franklin? No, I'm getting. There was one where he was in a wheelchair and they hit it up for what, 3 terms? 2-3 terms? He was in a wheelchair and no one talked about it. And it's always one side that's always covering up. And it's same with Labour as well. The same, Democrats, Labour. It always seems very interesting that it's always the left that seems to cover up stuff. And you may disagree, and please tell me down below. It's always, whatever the left is saying that the right is doing, they're probably doing it, and they're trying to, say, no, we're not. And it's them. Do you see what I mean? It's like distraction. It happens so often now that it's like, why has no one else noticed this as well? Anyway, what would I know? Right, these feel finally ready. So, let's find out with Russiagate. Oh, hello. Oh, no, it is actually a footnote. That's a footnote right there, my dears. Let's go on with this. Temperance, balancing it out. Hierophant, rules and regulations. Hermit needs to reflect. Very powerful cards. Major Arcana. 3 Major Arcana. And there's the conflict. This here feels like a can of worms kind of exploding, not just opening. This feels like judicial stuff. This feels like, I don't know, the Senate getting involved and doing their kind of I can't remember what they're specifically called, but kind of doing their kind of investigations and witnesses and things. This here, this 5 of Wands is huge. Energetically, it trumps these major arcana. For a minor arcana to do that, I'm trying to emphasize how big this is. This is huge. This is Temperance, balancing out the situation. Hierophant, rules and regulation. Hermit, there has been a moment here. Before they did the release. There was an event, a specific event that Trump and his team basically went, you know what, screw it. Just do it. Just show them all up. Just prove, we know this document exists, blah, blah, blah. It's there. We've read it. We all know what's there. Let's just go. You think you want to play tit for tat? We know what you've been doing. It's that kind of energy there. And they weren't expecting it. Democrats were not expecting the blazenness of it. You know? But the thing is, no one's been arrested, and this is what really annoys me, even here in the UK as well, because it's like all these well-paid, 100,000 plus kind of people. They don't seem to resign when things go wrong anymore. They don't seem, it's almost like a self-righteousness, if you get me. They're never they're protected by every like all the organizations and stuff like that. But with the shoes on the other foot, it's all the game is on, as it were. You know, it's everyone free for all. That's what they were expecting here. It's like, you can't touch us because we're part of the inner circle, as it were. And it's like, no. The rules state that you should have. Yeah, it's that kind of energy. 7 of Pentacles. The 7 of Pentacles here, this is the reason why I've stopped here, is because it's very similar energy to the Hermit. In the sense that it's like, are they dialing it down? Are they, playing along, if you get me? It's that kind of energy. Are they, in the sense that, are the Democrats, is the rhetoric dying down now, I'm in charge, or and that kind of thing, and it hasn't in some areas, and they're, they're naming, claiming multiple different things about Trumpy Trump and his team and his family and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, the weirdest energy here, the ship's coming in. I know that's the 3 of Wands, but it's that kind of reflection. It's like, it was okay for you to do all this to me and my family and my staff and my team and all that kind of stuff, imprison people, all sorts of stuff. It's not tit for tat. You broke the law over it. You did all these things against, especially because it's connecting with the Hierophant here. You broke the rules and regulations. You broke all these things out of spite. Yeah? 7 of Wands, defending their ground. High Priestess. This intuition here feels as if it's kind of got the energy of, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Very similar here to the 5 of Wands. In the sense, like, the 5 of Wands is calling people out, getting them to testify, this, that, and the other. The High Priestess here is the, oh crap, I can see where this is going. Defending their ground, but it ain't. The documents say other things. 6 of Pentacles. Ooh. That feels like some sort of, I can give you more data about the, almost like it's some sort of deal. So I can give you this data, I can give you this information, I can share you this, where the locations were and that kind of stuff, for some sort of lesser sentence, or don't go after me or something. These feel like minor people. This feels like everybody else. 6 of double 7s, double 6s. 6 of Swords. Moving on from to calmer shores. So this down here, this feels like a separate group. Let's have a look. Page of Pentacles. Let's have a look at the footnote as well. Justice. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is definitely This is definitely it's like giving you enough rope, now yanking. So this here are like the staff members that were employed under these people, okay? Giving out data, giving out information, giving out this, that, and the other, kind of like doing a deal in that respect. These are the main people, and they're getting, they're just desserts, as it were. but there's going to be this huge conflict here, defending themselves, that kind of stuff. Overarching energy, Four of Swords. Calm the F down. This is just like, with all this going on here, this feels like Trumpy Trump and everybody else like in his team. It's like, you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. Especially when the Hermit and the Seven of Pentacles, they were both times of pause. Like, do we really want to pull this trigger? Do we really want to this, that, and the other? Underlying energy, 10 of Wands, which in this deck is an accomplishment. The burden is over. Yeah? This, so we've got a snapshot here. So this, I was just listening in a little bit. This is just phase one. This is phase one of something a hell of a lot bigger. And I think there's some, going back to the auto pen and getting people, that's part of it, to prove that all these people don't have protections, Nancy Pelosi and all that lot. And it's that kind of energy of, let's go back where it kind of started, and then this timeline of what really was going. Yeah. This is insane. This is, but this group down here, like I said, the staff members, they're going to be all right in some respects. It feels like the Page of Pentacles here is the offer. Like we can share some data, share some people and all that kind of, and share what was going on. We've got emails still, we've got whatever it may be. And then there's this kind of, if you testify, you won't be this, that. It's that kind of deal down here. This up here, these two cards here, they don't see this coming, kind of thing. How big this is getting, or will get. And this has got connected with Epstein in some way. I'm gonna use Grandor's cards for a second. I normally go on to gossip and things like that, but there is something here about Epstein and why that hasn't been released yet. And that kind of stuff. Let's have a look here. Bear with me for a second. If you're new here, by the way, please subscribe, ding-a-ling that bell and all that jazz. Let's try and get to 10K. Let's get 10K subs. And why not? Everyone else tries to go for a goal and a mission and stuff like that here. If you haven't subscribed already, why not? Come and join the Greatest Good family. A village. Oh, don't say the F word. No, sorry. The Greatest Good village, because it takes a village to support everybody. Everyone else says family. Oh, you're part of the family, or you're part of the, the certain nation or army or all that kind of stuff. It's like, but there is something here about Epstein. And and I don't mean this in a bad way, but the reason for this data drop first, it's setting the stage. It's resetting the narrative, taking it from a constructed narrative into truth, if you get me. But it has to, it's like it has to go this way. It has to go in this, to build the timeline, yeah? Because, yes, Epstein, blah, 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 bad, the people involved and all that kind of stuff. But it almost feels as that there is something between this data drop of Russia, and Epstein. There's like another drop, it feels like. There's something like chapter 2, phase 2, before we get there. Because then it explains everything else, if you get me. So yeah, how does this connect with Epstein? How does it connect with Epstein? That one there. Okay. Ooh. Can you give me more information about how this connects? Two of you. Can you see that down there? It's the Two of Pentacles, which is the balancing again with the Temperance. What we were saying, 9 of Wands in reverse. Oh wow. Okay, overarching energy, 7 of Cups, thinking about the situation, reviewing the situation, that kind of stuff. So let me just get these two up here. The connecting to Epstein, the 9, they've got nothing to. They're basically there's nothing left. Yeah, they can't defend themselves anymore, which is basically what we were saying here with the high priestess. They know the crap is coming in now. The crap is going to hit the fan, and the 5 of Wands is like this huge kind of explosion of worms out the can. Yeah. So they're going to struggle. Meanwhile, 2 of Pentacles, exactly the same as the Temperance there, the balancing out, the topsy-turviness, okay? Reset. Page of Wands in reverse. Ace of Cups. For some reason, that felt like the 5 of Cups when I was turning it over. Calm the F down again. I tell you what, someone's able to sleep better now. The truth is being told. You know, raiding what's his name? That place again? Mar-a-Lago. Down there and all that kind of stuff. Never happened before, blah, 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 things like that. This is all... Ace of Cups feels like some form of... it feels like some sort of compromise, but the 9 of Wands in reverse is they know they're screwed. Obama, Clinton's, all the big echelons. I would even say Nancy Pelosi, all that lot. Right? They're all mainly because they're the ones I can say off the top of my head. All the others are relevant, but the main, they're all screwed, truly screwed. So, and then you've got the Page of Wands in reverse here, which Page of Wands normally is my Googling card, review, like finding out data, information. They've got all the data. They've got everything. They know they've got everything. They've got the whole timeline. They've got the whole phases. They've got everything here. And then they're trying to like, oh, but we can pay you money, or we can do this and we can do that and blah, blah, blah and stuff like that. And blah, 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 blah. It's like, that feels like, nah, it's all right. You're going to jail. You're all going. You're so corrupt kind of energy. It's like, you're gone. You had your chance. When you were in power, you abused it, saying how self-righteous you were, blah, blah, blah. You're gone. Yeah, it's that. You're gone. Interesting that the fact that we got the 4 of Swords twice. It's that rest, and it's like the burden has been lifted. Yeah, the truth is now being told. If I was you, if you can find it online, to go and read this 25 pages or 20 pages or whatever it is, to see how many people were warning against this. See how many times they said, no, we shouldn't do this, blah, blah, blah. And the people who went, no, we're doing it anyway. The fact that Obama stopped a report that clearly was going to say there's no interference from Russia, and then the next day had a big old meeting and went, oh, look, Russia's involved everywhere, blah, 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 blah. Why have I got the outcome cards here? Is this what we're going to go with? They were just the closest to me. I should have paused. No, we don't want the prediction deck. Okay, this is quite simple. All right, then. Fair dues. But yeah, cool, it might be actually a short reading, boys and girls. Who knew that they could... But at the moment, this very much feels like there is no way out for these people. And once you build the connections, there's something to do with connections. There's something to do with timeline. There's something to do with... It all builds up to this, okay? To Epstein. And I will say this now, all right? I will say this now, and I may be wrong, but the energy I'm getting, and I have been getting for quite some time, and it keeps getting mentioned and stuff, like Trump's name's in the documents and blah, 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 release Epstein, blah, 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 blah. With this document now being shown, yeah, it's almost like it proves that, yes, Trump's name may be in there, but it wasn't useful for the Democrats. Okay? Do you see what I'm saying? They had to build this fiction, Russia. They broke the rules, they broke the laws, they broke everything for the, now we're getting justice. Oh, excuse me. Call that went, ooh. My throat chakra just went wobble. They had to build something new because whatever's in Epstein ain't enough. It's not valuable. They couldn't use it. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's what, like I said, I may be wrong. That's what it feels like. Even before this drop, like last week, I was getting that energy of kind of, it doesn't feel, obviously it's Epstein, blah, 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 but with Trumpy involved, it doesn't feel malicious. It doesn't feel kind of thick and kind of like nasty and slimy. It doesn't feel any of that, which is the normal kind of characteristics of energy if it's which I'm getting kind of up here. Yeah, it had nothing like that at all. So it's like, oh, okay, so that is almost like a red herring that's being used by the left still. It's like, what, release. I think it will once the timeline has been restored, if you get me. So putting the work in. Outcome, here we go. King of Cups. Ace of Cups, that offer again. Please help us. We can do that. 10 of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is putting the work in ready for the lawsuits and the disclosures and all that kind of stuff. Ace of Cups here still feels like the Democrat side coming out. Look, we can throw some lower people under the bus. We can this, that, and the other. But the lower people are already giving out. Do you see what I mean? They're already working, disclosing, so that it's like a feeble offer. 10 of Pentacles, happily ever after kind of energy. The amount of money that's going to come in from this, I know it's Pentacles, but primarily it's like wish coming true. I know that's the 10 of Cups, but, 9 of Cups. Got that kind of energy to it. It's got some sort of, there is going to be a huge amount of fines. It's all sorts of stuff. That's like the windfall from it is not just throwing people into prison. It's not just proving a point. It's not just resetting the timeline. It's security again. Yeah, stability again. That's what it's kind of strength to do it. King of Cups is Trumpy Trump, to be honest with you. That's what I'm getting there. Feeling chill again. I'm getting the kind of energy of you can come at me as much as you want. But as soon as you went for my kids, you went for my family, my businesses, my things, all that, you know what I mean? Now it's personal kind of thing. Do you get me? It's that kind of energy there. But he's now secure, King of Cups, emotionally secure. He's relaxed, he's chill, he's like, the truth is coming out. I'm being vindicated. I told you this was going on and now I'm being proven right yet again. This, that, and yeah, that kind of energy. Strength card to continue. 4 swords. Holy crap. I'd hate to say I told you. He's chill. He's relaxed. He's fine. He's like, finally. And I feel like this is going to bring a lot of stability as well. We've been lied to, like, for the American people. Yeah, working people. They're seeing it now. They're like, oh, okay, all right. We've been lied to all this time. And I feel like this is going to be having, like, the other step to drop is feeling like the Democrats are kind of imploding. A huge clear out kind of energy. Queen of Swords. Ooh. Cutting out what doesn't matter. Knee-jerk reactor sometimes. Authority, truth, knowledge, wisdom, clarity, information, data. We've got it all, baby. That feels as if, like, phase 2. Phase 3. January 6th. Phase 4. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Out in the cold. 5 of Pentacles. Got to make a choice. So people, this is the cleansing, the releasing, the clear out of the Democrats and stuff like that. The Lovers here doesn't feel like normal. So I keep leaning back in my chair. There we go. I'll move the mic towards me while I'm leaning back. Oh, that works, doesn't it? The Lovers card doesn't feel right. And I'm trying to work out, it doesn't feel its usual, what I mean, it doesn't feel right. I don't mean it's bad. It's just, it doesn't feel its usual characteristics. Yeah. It's not necessarily a choice. If you get me, it's not a choice. It's some sort of, it's almost like a transition. This feels like past, present, future. And it's more, you're all part of the old guard of the Democrats kind of thing. And the present and future, we need to release you out in the cold kind of energy. That's why it's like it's not a choice. It's more of a, yeah, defending their ground again. So, or even because then they won't have the apparatus to be able to, yeah, so they're defending their ground again. But they can't, like we know, they can't defend their ground. They've got the smoking gun. They've got all this shenanigans going on. No matter what they flap into the media and press releases and the office of Obama and all that kind of stuff going on, there's nothing to defend. Yeah, overarching energy, celebrations, 3 of Cups coming together, Wheel of Fortune. Okay, this is going to be good. This is going to be unprecedented. Unprecedented. And there's something here about the media as well. There's something here. How long we got? We've got 34. We could leave it now, boys and girls. We could leave, because I know some people go, "Oh God, another hour long." I can only go where the reading goes. Yeah. Let's do quick. Right. Cartoon deck. Something to do with the media, something to do with the it's further afield than just the party itself. That's what I'm like. It's the media. It's their connections. It's how else does this go? Hold on, let's have a. Well, I'm going to shuffle like this instead of. How else does this go? That one. Okay. About this media and stuff like that. Where is this going? What's this going on here? Saving. There's a. Oh, hello. Family. So it's the connections. This is what I'm on about. Oh, hello. Now they're out in the cold, loneliness, isolated. Perseverance, preservation is what I'm getting there from the saving there. The family, the bonds. So as an example, there's an interesting reason why suddenly Stephen Colbert is part of this. There's a weird connection there, it feels like. What else have we got? Stubbornness, yeah. Heartbreak with sweetheart in reverse. Live and learn, yeah. Now they're out in the cold. Well, I think that's gift underneath, yeah. This is a whole... This feels as if it's the whole apparatus around it. It's like this goes bigger with evidence. This goes much bigger than it first seems. This, and we're going to be talking about this for years, it feels like years. And the live and learn feels like the American people, primarily the Democrat side, realizing how they've been hoodwinked along the way, how they've been manipulated along the way, how they've been all this kind of stuff. Heartbreak that, these are, they're promising one thing, but then not delivering, but all that kind of stuff. This family is the web. I'm getting kind of the web energy. Stubbornness, they don't think, being arrogant, they don't think it's going to affect them and affect people and all that, in their upper echelons. There's going to be a lot of well-known names being drawn into this. Kind of helpful backhanders, not necessarily money, but connections and locations and all that kind of stuff. And now they're all out in the cold. Now they're all going to be rejected. I'm even to the point where networks are going to close. Individuals, prison, breaking laws, this, that, and that. Do you know what I mean? This release, just 20 odd pages, is the tip of the iceberg. Just the tip. That's how she likes it. But it had to be said. I'm sorry. We've got to joke in serious stuff like this. Got to laugh. But this is literally just chapter one of readjusting what really happened. And it's just setting the stage. Oh, this doesn't connect with this. Holy crap! This is going to connect directly to Obama and old Biddy Biden about their obsession with Ukraine. This is going to go into areas that we can't even fathom, that you wouldn't think were connected, but they all are connected. All are. Turn West Country there for a second. Who are connected? Who are? And I'm going to leave it. Screw it. But it's got... This is huge. And I think we're going to have repeated updates of this. This is going to be massive. And I think we're going to leave it there because, like I said, this is going to keep on going. If you think them attempting to impeach him twice, Trumpy Trump twice, was an inconvenience, this is setting the whole lies straight. And everyone is going to get their comeuppance. Every single one of them. So, if you enjoyed this, please tell me something you like and subscribe, ding-a-ling the bell, and all that jazz. Comment down below any suggestions for future readings. If you were reading along, any particular people that you thought were mentioned in this and I've missed. But until next time, I will do this crazy shenanigans all over again. Take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.